Hello children. Today we are going to discuss about an important topic, that is fish production. Children, do you like to eat fish? Yes, right? It is very good for your health. So in this session we are going to discuss about fish production in detail. Fish is an important aquatic food. It is very good for our health because it contains vitamins and minerals. The vitamins present in fish are vitamin A and D, and the minerals are calcium, iron and phosphorus. The fish meat is very good, nutritious, and also it is easily digestible. Among the other sources of meat, the fish meat is the cheapest resource which is available. So if we discuss about fish production, children, it includes two different types of fisheries. They are fin fisheries and shell fisheries. What are fin fisheries? Fin fisheries involves the culture, the management and the marketing of bony fishes and cartilaginous fishes. Coming to shell fisheries, it includes the culture, management and marketing of shellfishes. Children, how do we obtain fishes? We obtain fishes by two methods. They are capture method and culture method. If we obtain the fishes from their natural resources, it is called as capture method. If we obtain the fishes where they are culturing from the farms, it is called as culture method. Where do we find fishes, children? In water, right? In which water? Do they live both in fresh water and marine water? Yes, fishes will live in both fresh water and sea water. So they form two different ecosystems like freshwater ecosystem and marine water ecosystem. Let's discuss in detail about these two. Let's first discuss about marine fisheries. What are marine fisheries? Our country has a long sea coast which covers around 7,500 kilometers. If we look at the popular varieties of fishes in the sea water, they are like pomfret, tuna and Bombay duck. How can we obtain these fishes? We can obtain these fishes using different types of fishing nets from fishing boats. Children, when the fishermen go to fishing, how can we identify the number of fishes where they are in more number? The fisherman can identify this using satellites and echo sounders. Using this, he can identify the large school of fishes where they are available. Next, if you observe, if you visit a fish market, what do you think, children? All the fishes are of same price? No, right? Some fishes will be cheap and some are very costly. Such economical fishes are also grown in seawater, are also cultured in seawater. Examples for such fishes are, examples for fin fishes are betiki, pearl spots, etc. And such economical shell fishes are prawn, oysters and all. Do you know, children, why we will culture oysters? Oysters are cultured for making pearls. So we are able to increase the yield and meet the demands of the people by mariculture. Do you know what is meant by mariculture? Culturing of fishes in sea water. It is called as mariculture. Next, till now we have discussed about marine fisheries. Now we are going to discuss about inland fisheries. What are inland fisheries? Inland fisheries is nothing but freshwater fisheries. What are the freshwater sources, children? They are like rivers, lakes, ponds, reservoirs, and even estuary. Do you know what is meant by an estuary? Estuary is the place where the river meets a sea. So, here in the same way how we discussed in marine fisheries, the fishing methods includes both capture method and culture method. But the yield is very less in capture method. Number of fishes we can obtain and the yield we can obtain through aquaculture. Okay, next. Children, do you know the farmers also used to culture fishes along with the crop fields? Do you know about this, children? We can find that combination, we can observe that combination. We can culture fishes along with the paddy crop. Why only paddy? Because the paddy crop is such a crop which retains more water in the fields, so that the farmer can also grow fishes in that crop fields which can retain more water. But this is not the main crop to the farmer, it is the second economical crop to the farmer. And for intensive farming, the farmer also cultures composite fishing. Do you know what is meant by composite fishing? Growing or culturing 5 or 6 different varieties of fishes in the same pond is called as culture fishing. So, when we are culturing 5 or 6 varieties of fishes, what are the preventive measures we have to take? When we are culturing 5 or 6 varieties of fishes, one thing we have to keep it in mind that their nutrient or their feeding habit should be different, so that they will not compete for food. And also we can introduce both Indian breeds and foreign breeds together. For example, if you take a pond as an example, you can grow the fishes like with different feeding habits. For example, Katla is the fish which is a surface feeder. It will feed the food which is present only on the surface. Coming to Rohu, this is another example which takes the feed only in the middle region of the pond. It gets the food from middle region of the pond. And the next one, the next variety of fish, that is mrigals. These are bottom feeders. Generally, they will feed the food which they can obtain from the bottom surface of the pond. So, if we select the combinations in this way, there will be no competition for the food. If we look at the advantages of this composite farming, definitely the yield will be increased. And also the feed or the nutrients which we are providing to the fishes, everything will be utilized by the fishes, because we have selected such a combination which have different feeding habits. Some are surface feeders, some are bottom feeders, some will feed the food which can obtain in the middle of the pond. Now let's look at the disadvantage of composite farming. If we look at the disadvantage of composite farming, they are like, as we know, most of the fishes will breed during monsoon season. So what happens, as we are culturing 5 or 6 varieties of fishes together, when they breed, the seed or the eggs released by the fishes will mix together, so that we cannot collect a pure breed of seeds. So how can we avoid this problem? To overcome this problem, we have been worked out to breed the fishes in the same pond using hormonal stimulation, so that we can get the pure seed with desired qualities. Children, are you all clear with the marine fisheries and inland fisheries? Are you all clear how we are able to increase the yield using culture methods? Mariculture and aquaculture. And also the another important thing is the blue revolution is led for the production or increase of fishes. This is about fish production, children. So let's discuss about the next topic, that is beekeeping. What is beekeeping? Beekeeping is nothing but the practice of rearing and management of honeybees for the production of honey. This is called as beekeeping. And the particular place where the domestication of honeybees has been done, it is called as apiary. Now let's look at the varieties of bees. If we go with indigenous varieties, they are Apis dorsata, Apis flora and Apis cerana. Let's look at the exotic species. The exotic species are Apis mellifera. It is commonly called as Italian bee. This Italian bee was domesticated in India to increase the production of honey. Let's look at the features of this Italian bee. If we look at the features of this Italian bee, it is a very mild bee which stings less. And this bee lives in the beehive for long period. And also it has high honey collection capacity. The other desired trait in this bee is it can protect itself from enemies. Because of these reasons, we are domesticating this Italian bee in India to increase the production of honey. So children, these bees are the social colonial insects which live in a beehive. These bees are of 3 different categories based on their function. Let's see what are they. The 3 different types of bees are queen bee, drones and worker bees. What is a queen bee? The queen bee is a single female bee which we can observe in a colony. This is a superior bee which we can observe in a colony. The function of this queen bee is it helps in laying eggs and associates with the increase of the family. And the next type of bees are drones. These drones are shorter and stouter than queen bees. These drones are the male bees. These drones mate with the queen bees and later they will be pushed out from the beehive. And the third type of bees are worker bees. These worker bees are female bees and they work out in collecting the nectar and also they will guard the beehive. This is how the division of labor is done in a beehive. Now let's look at the production of honey. The production of honey depends on the pasturage. What is pasturage? Pasturage is nothing but the nectar or the pollen present in that available in that particular region. So the quality and quantity of the honey will depends on this pasturage. And also taste of the honey also depends on the pasturage available in that particular area. The next point is the flora. The availability of flora and its duration decides the quality and quantity of the honey. A good apiary is that which has the availability of pasturage, flora in that particular area within 2 kilometers around. So children, this decides the quality of the honey. Now let's have a look on a model beehive. If you look at this beehive, the beehive will resembles like a wooden box. The structure will have a wooden box which is fixed on a iron stand. This wooden box contains two different chambers. The first chamber is called as brooding chamber, which is used to lay eggs. And the second chamber is the honey collecting chamber, which is used for collection and storage of honey. So this is how the honeybees are domesticated in a beehive. Children, the important thing here is the beehive should always kept in an open garden or else in a field or in crop fields. In an open area so that the pasturage and the flora will be available to them. Now let's discuss about the common pests which attack the honeybees. The common pests are wasps and mites. We can avoid this problem by scaring them manually or exposing to sunlight. Let's discuss about the advantages of beekeeping. The advantages of beekeeping are honeybees produce honey which is rich in calcium and iron. This honey is used as an antiseptic in homeopathy medicine. And also the honeybees, in addition to the secretion of honey, they also help in pollination of flowers. All these are the advantages of beekeeping. So children, are you all clear with this topic, beekeeping? So with this, we have completed the topic improvement in food resources. Thank you children.